Lisa Simon with the International Inbound Travel Association, and we're here today with Daniel Schwartz, Director of Global Tourism Development for San Francisco Travel Association. Daniel, thank you so much for being with us today to really share what's going on in your city. It's definitely an interesting time for all of us, and coronavirus has really taken a toll on the travel industry globally. But we want to help the trade, the international trade, and our own inbound tour operators know what's going on across the country. So could you tell us a little bit about what's going on in San Francisco?
Yeah, well, thanks for having me this morning. It's great to see you as always. Wish it was in person, but I'm getting used to these virtual meetings, and for me, it's good enough at the moment. And I've been thrilled to see you on a number of occasions lately. I've been definitely involved in IITA, and so happy to be speaking to the IITA audience today. And thank you for inviting SF onto this program. What's going on in San Francisco right now? So many of you, I mean, everybody's seeing the news, right? And the news is all about California, Texas, Arizona, Florida, cases increasing, record cases now in California are the most of any state in the country. Of course, we are the most populated state as well. But nevertheless, San Francisco has actually fared very well with the coronavirus. To date, we have 6,022 cases, and it has been increasing lately, but not to nearly the degree of which the other parts of California are, namely Southern California. And I don't say that to brag or show off, just to really make a delineation and urge people to look at the numbers if they are interested and see this specific differences of different cities and different counties. And San Francisco has taken a really conservative approach to handling the coronavirus. At times, being in the tourism industry was almost frustrating. You know, we saw Southern California opening ahead of us and maybe grabbing some market share, and we're like, come on, let's open back up. And now, once again, just as we did in the beginning, we may have complained from the start, but we certainly were thankful later for our city's conservative approach, because we only have had 56 deaths in San Francisco, which is a great figure and one of the lowest among big metropolitan areas and big cities. And again, that case number is just hovering around 6,000. So although it is increasing both in hospitalizations and cases, it's a much slower pace, and we think that we can get this under control. I hope we can. And the California state has also been pretty aggressive in slowing down and flattening the curve. So they've rolled back some reopening plans lately on a state level, as San Francisco has done on a city level lately, to stop this spread. And we hope that it'll be successful.
So tell us what is open and available. Is there anything in terms of visitors coming in, even domestically?
Yeah, I mean, we do have, so we're not open for leisure hotel stays, unfortunately. Okay. Of course, hotels are open, and I do know of some leisure guests going, but that's not the intended use. Right now, hotels are supposed to be for other essential visits, and essential workers or a number of other reasons. We are currently in phase 2B of San Francisco's 4-phase opening plan. It's a carefully laid out plan and has a number of sub phases as well. Everybody can, if they're interested in seeing the specifics, is actually quite clearly laid out on the SF.gov website. So you could just type in reopening San Francisco SF.gov, and that'll all be there. So right now, we're seeing outdoor dining open. We are seeing some other small activities like dentists, other professional sports, but without spectators. We are seeing outdoor museums, dog parks, our parks, beaches, even golf and other outdoor activities are open. Phase 2C, which was supposed to be hair salons, other museums, and a number of other activities, was unfortunately put on hold for the moment, and that did include indoor dining and outdoor bars. So those were two big components from a tourism perspective that are still not open. So if you're coming to San Francisco, outdoor dining is the way to go, and unfortunately won't be a lot of alcohol consumption. Well, restaurants can serve, of course, but not outdoor bars. Right. So hopefully that'll be soon. We'll see.
Right. So obviously nobody can predict what's going to happen with the coronavirus, and that's part of the issue that people are having with trying to plan. But what are you all expecting for the future, or planning for when things get a little more stabilized?
Yeah, I mean, I hope that actually, our timeline wasn't necessarily rolled back officially. I mean, yes, that phase 2C was, but that's only that sub phase. Phase 3, which is all the indoor malls, the gyms, all the museums, and the hotels for leisure, that was supposed to be in August or beyond. There wasn't an exact date, and we're still hoping that will be sooner than later. Of course, they're not going to budge and not going to reopen if cases are increasing as they shouldn't. So we are optimistic that San Francisco will once again be able to flatten this curve and will open safely. I think our key message as San Francisco is that we are leading, we are a city that has really led a successful response to the virus, and we want to be viewed safely once we are reopened. And I think that's more important than trying to, well, depending who you speak to, but I think maintaining the perception that we're a really safe destination is absolutely critical for us. And that's what a lot of our marketing and messaging is right now. And it will continue to be until we are opened. And then once we are reopened, which I hope will be in the next few months, then we can confidently say that San Francisco will be able to be a safe destination to travel to. One way we're doing that is we've just rolled out the SF Safe Travel Pledge, and you could view that on our website. We're trying to get it to go viral, and this is everybody. People can just go on. All you have to do is basically click that I accept and I sign this pledge, and it's a number of promises that you make when you travel to San Francisco that you'll take to make this city a safe destination, such as wearing a mask, using contactless payments whenever possible, keeping the city clean. And we think that this will get a lot of traction and just be another activity, another initiative that says SF is going to be a safe destination.
That's great. So that's a pledge for the traveler coming into the city.
For the traveler, for any visitors.
Yeah, yeah. And is there any similar type pledge or stamp of approval for businesses as they begin to open back up?
We've looked into that and we continue to. We haven't yet. Like SF Travel doesn't have a special certification for any businesses in the city, but it's something that we're considering and always looking at. For now, our service and to the partners in the way that we've been really valuable to them is continuing to be a critical resource. We've created a number of regular informational updates. So twice a week, we send out emails to our partners with all different various resources that they should be viewing, keeping them up to date on the latest information on how to reopen safely, what other organizations are offering programs like you're mentioning that they might want to look into, and of course connecting them with and being a liaison with the likes of US Travel and IITA where applicable, so that they have everything they need to reopen safely and continue marketing through this crisis.
Right. What do you expect for the remainder of 2020 in terms of international travel? Do you think we'll see anything for the remainder of this year?
We have a marketing plan that that we've put together at SF Travel, and it is also based on phases. And each of those phases has a number of different triggers, including the return of flights, consumer sentiment, bilateral agreements between countries. At the moment, like the city is with coronavirus being very conservative, we're very conservative with our prediction and our forecast. So we're not forecasting too much. Of course, that doesn't mean that things could turn around quickly, and we hope that that's the case, but we're not counting on it. Well, we're looking for international, we're really looking for 2021. That's our focus. And we're trying to rally all the partners to do the same, whether it's a hotel or attraction partners, to say, guys, let's focus on 2021, remain that safe destination and get those rates out there so that we can secure some business.
Yeah, it makes sense. And San Francisco is certainly a very attractive destination for all international markets, and particularly, of course, from the Asian markets. But yeah, I think we'll see a strong 2021 because of the pent-up demand that we're hearing from a lot of the international buyers.
I think so too, and I've been encouraged by what some of the international buyers say. Unfortunately, when you look at the research, they actually show that many cities that are more reliant on domestic travel before the coronavirus are actually going to recover a little bit quicker than cities that had a larger share of international, just because of obvious reasons that, domestic travel is picking up again. So SF was always a big international destination. So our recovery may be a little slower than others like Las Vegas or Orlando who have that huge domestic base, but we are still optimistic for 2021, especially. And one important point there is our airport. We've already seen the return of a lot of international service, especially when compared to other big cities. We work closely with our airport to attract those international carriers and know how important it is to have that air service for market development.
Right. Yeah, definitely. We can't get a lot of international travel without the air travel and air capacity.
Exactly.
Do you have any final messages for receptive operators or inbound operators or the international trade that we can pass along?
Stay optimistic, work with us. I love hearing from all the travel trade. Travel trade is, we think, going to be of increasing importance actually because of the COVID-19 situation, and we're allocating a large percentage of proportion of our resources to travel trade, especially those inbound operators. I think please, keep SF in mind. We are a gateway not only to a wonderful city, but to all of Northern California. Yosemite, Napa, Sonoma, Mendocino, Monterey. Like, Northern California is such a gem. We're blessed with so many beautiful outdoor adventure activities and scenic views within San Francisco and around, and all those destinations I'm just mentioning. So I think we're really lucky to have those selling points, because consumers, what they're interested in is changing, and definitely outdoors. So keep SF in mind, and we'd love to hear from operators on a regular basis. Please reach out.
What was that website again, where they can find the information as things reopen?
Yeah, actually, sftravel.com will be your best resource. And we link to the government websites on some of our articles. Right when you enter sftravel.com, you'll see how to experience San Francisco safely, and a number of links there to all the official government resources as well.
Well, thank you, Daniel. Thanks for all you're doing. Thanks for San Francisco being a wonderful destination and being on top of things in terms of trying to get a handle on what's going on with this virus, and be optimistic for the future, because travel will be back, and we need to all be ready for it. We appreciate everything you do.
It's great to see you.
Yeah, you too.